Welcome back. I just want to briefly show you the major changes that happened with BSM2 this weekend. What you'll see is a folder called BSM2, and I'm going to click that on the desktop, and you'll see a split DB. So basically what happened is we split the database into a front end and a back end. Long story short, you'll have your front end here, and you'll have a back end here that has just your tables of data. So all the data that you imported from each of the HR systems, it's stored here now. And you'll see all that information here, and there's nothing else in that database other than that. So scrolling back to the front end, this is what will manage all of the data that you imported. So this will allow you to put it on your share drive. You'll put the back end on the share drive, and then the front end can go on each person's desktop, and it'll run a lot smoother. The first screen that you'll come to is this BSM2 connection manager, and you can update the back end path. This will show up red, and you'll see a red message here if it cannot find the back end. And this is just basically showing you where each of these tables is. You can also do a backup of the database, and I'll show you how that works. Basically, it's asking you which database do you want to back up, and you'll want to back up the back end, which is your tables. So now it's telling me that it created a backup in the back end data backup folder with today's date and time on it. So let's scroll over in the back end data in the backup folder, and it put a backup copy here of that database of just the back end, which stores your data. So you can back it up at any point in time you wish. I'm gonna move that back end somewhere. So let's just put it in the backup folder. And let's run the database, and you'll see that once it opens, this is just asking you, hey, is this a safe file for me to open? This shows up red, and you see this message says could not locate your backend. Please choose update backend database path from above. So basically I'm going to click that and point to where my backend is stored. And if you put it on your share drive, then that's where you'll want to point to it at. So I've pointed to the back end because I moved it, and now I hit refresh. Now it found all the tables, and I can proceed. So that was the major change to the database. So there's a front end and a back end. One holds tables, the front end holds just the forms, reports, and queries. It's a lot better to work it that way when you're putting it on the share drive, so multiple people can access it and use it and get around, etc. Again, if you run into any problems or it's confusing or you don't know what to do, just shoot me an email, and I'll get you some help. Thanks.